Today's video is going to be about choices. Lots of choices. What airport am I going to fly out of? What flight school am I going to go with? What type of aircraft I'm going to go with? And the little one is whether or not I can GoPro this. And that's kind of important. Anyways, let's get going. First things first, I should pick an airport that I'm going to fly out of. That's kind of important because I want to fly out of a control tower type airport, controlled, or do I want to fly out of a non-controlled airport? So that's kind of important. So what are my choices? Got an old sectional here. So I have Madison, of course, control tower. That's here. I have Watertown, which is non-controlled airport. I have Middleton, which is a non-controlled airport. I have Janesville down here. Janesville is control tower, not as busy as Madison, but still busy. And I have Monroe. Monroe is non-controlled, so that'd be a possibility. I live about here in Oregon, so the outer ones, Monroe, Janesville, Watertown, a little bit more of a drive. But still, I'm retired, so it isn't a big deal if I have to drive to it. So it's going to be important about which airport I pick based on the flight school, whether I can use my GoPro, and what type of aircraft they have. So let's look a little bit more in detail about the different airports and the schools that are there and what type of aircraft they have. Monroe down here will be a non-controlled field, and it has a flight instructor down there with 172s. But I checked in and she is not taking new students, so I'm going to have to cross that out. Janesville over here, control tower type airport, 2 flight schools, both with Cessna 172s, but their 172s are mostly glass. Since I haven't flown for a long time, and the only aircraft that I flew back in the day did not have glass cockpits in the 60s, 70s, so it would be another learning curve. So I want to start out with, what some people call the steam gauges, the old type of real gauges instead of everything glass. So I'm going to cross out Janesville for now. Watertown. Watertown is a non-controlled airport. That's where I got my private license and my multi-engine license back in the day. That would be a candidate. They have 172s. They have a Citabria, which would be good. I used to fly Citabrias. The only problem is they don't want to let me GoPro my flights, which I kind of want to do for this journey, is to document my journey from rusty pilot to flying again. So I'm going to put those on hold for a little bit. I have Madison. Madison, the control tower, very busy. They have 172s. Which was what I would like to use, because 4-passenger, if I want to take somebody once I get current, it'd be nice to do that. But one of the problems with Madison, besides being very busy, is that you're going to end up taxiing a long ways just to get to the runway, and then you have holds and everything like that. So you're wasting some, I guess, time before you get up in the air. Not a lot, but some, and all that time costs money. Then we have Middleton. Middleton's not controlled. It's kind of under the umbrella of Madison, so very short if I want to go into controlled airports at some time, which I will. That has an advantage. School there has 172s, a whole fleet of them. So I'm leaning towards Middleton right now. I'm going to go talk to them and see if that's something that will work out. I know they allow GoPros. 172's uncontrolled, so it's got a lot of advantages. So Middleton is looking like the airport that I'd like to fly out of. Okay, I contacted Middleton Airport, the flight instructor there. They have a couple different schools, but the one I'm looking at has 172's. And I talked to the flight instructor. It's okay with GoPros. They have 172's. Like I said, that's something I want to fly out of. It's an uncontrolled airport, so I'm going to start there. I set something up in order to start flying next week. So hopefully I'll have, if the weather is nice and everything's great, I will have another video coming with my first flight back in the air, logged flight. Not my first flight, but my first logged flight in about 50 years. I want to thank you for following me on my journey from Rusty Pilot to logging hours and flying again. I really appreciate that. If you like these videos, please hit the like button below, and please hit the subscribe button below. I really appreciate it if you would subscribe and follow me along on my journey. I read all comments, so please, if you have any comments about what videos I should be doing, or if there's anything that I should be doing pilot-wise to get back in the air, I will read those comments, and I appreciate them all. So thank you for all that. And I also want to thank Kelch Aviation again. During this Wisconsin winter, they allowed me to use their aircraft and their museum as a backdrop, and I really appreciate that. You can get more information on Kelch in the description below. Thank you. Have fun. Stay safe.